Welcome to the TV experience, guys. It's been a while since I had it here with my boy Swag on Zero. The boys just came back for season 3 after 2 years because it was 2020, and then it got delayed because of pandemic, obviously. So we got it 2022, The Boys season 3, and boy, did these first 3 episodes just come at you.
Yeah,
for real. It almost feels like, did they just make this show like from this year alone? Because some of the propaganda they got going on this drama, just like, how y'all know about that? Because like that must just happened like 5 months ago.
It's not hard to predict America.
It's wow, that's a good line.
It's not hard to predict it. Predict America.
These shows are coming out every single Friday, and they start us off with the first 3. I think it's a 10-episode series.
Oh, it's 10 episodes? Okay.
I'm thinking because
I'm so used to like 6 and 8 now.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when
it just gets shorter and shorter each year.
So, we get DC and Marvel and Fox News and NRA and Democrats and Republicans, everybody not safe from this show. Mm-hmm. They all are being represented here. So, right now, first off, let me ask Swag real quick. How'd you guys enjoy? How'd you enjoy the first 3 episodes? I'll go real quick, give a quick recap, and then we'll go over to some spoilers.
It started off slower than I expected.
Really?
It didn't grab my attention like the first episodes of the last 2 seasons, in my opinion.
Can I ask why? Just ask for curiosity purposes.
I think it's because there's more stakes involved, and now we don't have all the characters together. All the characters are split up, and they're all doing their own thing. So it takes a while for the expedition to start going. But once it goes, it's like, okay, now we're hitting it. Not saying I didn't like the episode. It's just I felt like it was just a little bit slower than I expected it to start off. We're starting off with the Stormfront thing, which I'm glad the public is addressing. Like, yo, what happened here? Did you know who she was? And Homelander got a script that he's following, and he's like literally being good because he doesn't want that video of the airplane being leaked. Also, what happened to Maeve?
Like in real life, or are you talking in the thing? Because she's still
in
part
the
of the
show. She's still part of the show? Okay. I was trying to remember. I was like, we're not seeing her as much this season.
Well, I know we haven't seen her much in the first 3 episodes, but she is still part of the team.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, cool show. I think it was funny that what's her name, Charlize Theron or Cypher was Stormfront. Again, I enjoyed the episodes. It's still fun to get back into, and I think I'm so conditioned from like Invincible, where things just started crazy.
They did.
Whereas this is like, since we're already 3 seasons in, they don't need to grab our attention. If you're watching it on the 3rd season, you should already you should already know what's going on with this series.
Is Invincible coming back this season?
I don't know if it's coming back.
I'm sorry, this year?
I don't know, but I know they greenlit season 2 and 3. So they're going to be working on it. That means
this man about to get his ass kicked by Omni-Man for two more seasons?
Bro, he has to. He has to. Like, he has to learn. So I know how you were. He was a fresh hero.
No,
like, why he getting his ass kicked?
It's one thing to get your ass. It's one thing to get your ass kicked, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I get tired of seeing, like, OP characters bother me after a while.
Right.
I don't mind it from the start, but there's an Achilles heel somewhere. And that's how I feel about the boys. I'm like, okay, obviously, Homeland is fucking Superman, but it's crazy.
Right.
He's about to go crazy. My thing is, how many more seasons are we going to do before we get that Achilles heel and take him out? Because I'm tired of seeing the boys get beat down for the past 2, 3 seasons now. I'm just like, so what's the point of having this damn team? We can't get it. Now, once again, it's part of the comics. I ain't.
Now, I don't think they've been getting beat down. They're playing more strategic.
Yeah.
However, in this season, it looks like they're even in the playing field, of course. But But yeah, I don't think they're. I wouldn't call it like getting beat down because they've been playing a little bit smarter versus, versus going in. Whereas Invincible, he's going in headstrong and just finding out like, oh, y'all about this life.
Yeah, there's no way I'm reading that whole omnibus. No way. So there's no way. But however, I enjoyed the boys the first two, and I like some of the strategic as they put plans in place. And things like that, and everything is fractured but now, even with the more slower start, it puts more of a fear of Homelander in everybody.
Yeah,
because they are different. There are different things of like, when is this man going to snap? Because it's coming. So if you guys don't want to hear any spoilers, we're about to do spoilers right now. So make sure you guys don't listen. Don't listen if y'all don't want any spoilers. You go watch it and come back and listen to it. So. Here's the thing. We kick off episode 1. They're doing a whole parody of the Snyder Cut. It's the Dawn of the Seven.
Yeah.
Because in the last season they had like the whole Batman v Superman thing, but now we have the Dawn of the Seven, which is like the Snyder Cut. They replaced Storefront, obviously, with Charlize Theron, and because obviously her being a Nazi, and then the original they didn't have A-Train in there, but they brought A-Train back.
Yep.
In that one, so of course they had some clips from or some sayings from Avengers, like when she's like, "Well, you're gonna die alone," and he was like, "He's not alone." Just like it was a Black Widow and Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
I was like, okay,
the Endgame.
Yeah, they definitely Infinity War, Endgame, Justice League, all this joint for real.
Right.
So they come at the. Homelander obviously is trying to be good two shoes because of they know Maso has that video and can frame him for killing people. Which that me personally, I need a receipt for that because that scene is so hard for me to watch. I get so mad every time I go back to season 1 and I'm like, oh, here go that plane scene, and you just see, I'm just like, oh my god, them people are helpless on that plane. And you sitting there just watch. I'm like, oh, get his ass back. Like
I'm waiting
fire
for
in my eyes. Say what?
I'm waiting for Homelander to meet his equal.
Well, see,
that's all we need.
It's probably gonna be his son. It's probably
Yeah, but his son is probably going. I mean, Omni-Man. His equal was his son.
Yeah. Well, did you happen to see the death battle between Omni-Man and Homelander?
I feel like that went on too long. I watched your reaction to it. I was like, Omni-Man should have smoked him first frame.
I was just like, bruh, he said that went on too long. I mean, there are some powers that Homelander has that Omni-Man wasn't ready for, but it's still Omni-Man.
Right. I was like, Omni-Man should have smoked him instantly.
But in reality, Superman should need to kill all of them. But I'm saying, he ain't gonna do that. He got principles. But anyway.
Yeah.
So they're on the red carpet, and then now there are some new heroes that are going to be trying to be judged in that new superhero show. We got Supersonic, who is Starlight's old boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, who was volunteering also, who was had a little boy band thing going on.
Yep.
And he was part of their church camp and everything like that. But now Starlight is dating Huey, obviously, and Victoria is the girl that we saw at the end of season 2. Her and Huey are working for the Federal Bureau of Superhuman Affairs, which is kind of like a spoof on the FBI, which they're finding their way to taking superheroes. But it has been, created by a part of Vault, so you don't know how good it's going to be. Then we're introduced to one of these soups called Termite, which is supposed to be a play on Ant-Man.
Yeah.
When you're introduced to the first nastiest scene in the whole series.
I was not ready for that.
Neither was I.
I was not ready for that. And I'm glad I wasn't watching that at work.
So I was watching it and I was just like, okay, there's nothing wrong with,
yeah. Because
showing him being gay, but I was just like, he's like, I want you inside me. I was like, are they going through the Thanos Ant-Man up the ass thing like you thought it was? No, it's worse.
Yeah, I was like, because I was originally going to watch it at work, and then I watched the first. I was like, oh, yeah, saving this for when I get off, and I'm at home, confined in the house. I was not ready for all that.
And then he's in there, and he's all playing inside his penis, and it's weird. And that part alone is just weird.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but when he sneezes, and then he grew back to normal size. It was a normal size sneeze. I was just like, what?
Yeah, I was just waiting for it. I was like, I know something's about to happen.
I was like,
I know something's about to happen.
I jumped when that first happened. And first, I said, I thought about it. Why would you snort cocaine before you do that?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so then Frenchie and Kimiko is out because they are trying to help collect these soups also, and then they come into the room with that happy, and then Frenchie was just like, "Oh man, look, I didn't see nothing." and he says, "Wait." Termite tries to attack them. He beats both of them down, but then here comes Butch or Billy, whoever you want to call him, and catches him in a bag of cocaine and starts shaking it up for them to call.
Drown him in it.
Huh?
Drown him in the cocaine.
Yeah, drown him in the cocaine. It had him to come pick him up. So we meet that Butcher is hiding his wife's son, who is hiding from Homelander in a secret location that was provided by the CIA, which Mallory has been in charge of watching him. Meanwhile, the Deep, aka their Aquaman, is getting more popular than Homelander. Homelander can't take this joint because after that he left the the Church of the Collector from last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now he really can't take it to the point where Homelander, he was like, I apologize for being more popular than you. He has he has books out and everything, and Homelander, he is like, he cannot take it. And they have this guy named Cameron Coleman, who, if you've been watching like the different clips, like the little news thing, bro,
he has been all over the place. I think that's funny.
Who this is.
Yeah,
this is Tucker Carlson. All the way. I'm just like, it definitely is. But then it's on VOT TV along with VOT Studio. First of all, the VOT TV, the VOT for Ladies, the VOT Soul, all that stuff. Like, this was killing me, bro.
Votamundo.
Votamundo.
I was like, okay, they got too many.
They are going off with this one. Homelander tells, because he asked about Storefront. And he said, "Did you know that your girlfriend was a Nazi?" And then he was just like, "Look, I just fell in love with the wrong woman." And then I was watching a breakdown of the videos, right? And somebody said, "This is exactly what happened with Lady Gaga in The Star Is Born." Yo, they played the clip, 7 different clips about Lady Gaga saying, "Hey, when there's like 100 people in the room and 99 don't believe in you, this was the one that believed with Bradley Cooper." And I was just like, "Yo, that's freaking scary, bro." And I was just like, "Oh my god, this is annoying." It's like she just reading from the damn script. Then they go over to Mother's Milk, who's at his daughter's birthday party, who is into the 7.
Yep.
She loves it. She's dressed up as Starlight, and then he's there. He give her a Flavor clock. She don't understand that. We do my wife do hip hop is out there. We understand that. Yep. So he does that, but then his wife's new man, I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too.
As soon as he walked through with the birthday cake and had the Homelander the suit on, I was just like, I don't like him. It wasn't because of the obvious. It was because he was white. I was like, yo, he looks like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you here? Okay, like it's like, I was like, and then my wife was getting mad. She was like, out of all people to pick, she picks him.
Right.
I was like, bro, it looked like you was just at the Capitol the other day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, and you sit here with this, with this black woman and their daughter and all these guys. Like, you don't want. Why are you here? Especially when was it episode 2 or 3 where Homelander would start talking, he'd all get up in the couch getting all excited. I'm like, see. Yep. I told y'all, save the Mother's Milk. Then they have, we're introduced to this new formula called Compound V24, which gives you the power force suit for 24 hours. So this Robert guy who's running for president is in there talking to Igor, a.k.a. Giancarlo Esposito.
Yep.
And he said he really can't stand behind it, but he says, but look, if you're worried, after he closes his doors and everything, he said, if you're worried about this kind of stuff, I have some strings in Congress that I can pull to pull your kind of agenda to help work things out, because Vault put their support right behind this this guy for his presidency. Who, with the person she's talking about is Victoria, and we're like, well, what is his connection to Victoria?
Mm.
The boys at the hideout and find out that oh wait, hold on. I'm skipping ahead right here because I have a shit ton of notes here. When I forgot to talk about when Kimmy starts singing because it looks like she won't get her voice back this season. I don't know about that yet, but they have been teasing that.
Yeah, I remember that singing. I didn't think she was going to get her voice back, but I was like, wait, she can sing, but she can't talk. And then I was like, oh, it's a dream.
you was about to get mad.
I was like, hold up now. We skipping stuff.
Yeah. Back in the boys' house, they see that Termite will not be prosecuted, so that means he'll probably be back in the show. And Edgar also offers Starlight to become co-captain of the Seven, which Homelander is not happy about that at all.
Yep.
Which he tries to manipulate them later in the other episodes. But now, since Homelander has brought the Deep back, there's Starlight, there's Maeve, and there's A-Train who's gaining weight because obviously if he runs, it's a 50% chance that his heart can explode. Yep. Because of all the drugs he was on in the previous season. Mm-hmm. So he's been gaining a little weight right there. Yummers.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Exactly. Stormfront, what's left of her, is being held up in Homelander's apartment or wherever he stays at, and he still got feelings for her, but she wants him. She's still trying to put on her gender for the master race type stuff. Yeah, and all she's good for now is giving him hand jobs. I was just like, that girl got fucked up. So she got and then Homelander shows that he don't care about no master race. He is the master race. You know what I'm saying? He don't really care about anything about that. Right. So when they know that Homelander's getting more unstable, Maeve, who knows that because Homelander tell her, if the tape gets released, he's not going to care, and he don't care what people think of him. He's going to scorch the whole earth. So y'all screw regardless. And that means that there's not that much time when he's just not going to care anymore. Yeah. So she brings the Butcher some of the V-24s. This could be our only chance to stop Homelander. And at first, he does not want to be a super or anything like that. But she brought based on that and also brings him a file about Soldier Boy, which is in this series like their Captain America. Yeah. Who he ran contraband with the CIA to the U.S. and pushed, that kind of stuff into the minority neighborhoods. So we're talking about the crack epidemic of the 80s. But, he died during some nuclear tragedy, which we know is not a lie because he's coming back because it was in the trailer. Yep. He's going to be there.
This will be the only time I ever say this in life. I'm excited to see Soldier Boy.
I got it. I got
Only time I will ever say that in life.
Yeah. Homelander pays the Butcher a visit and talks to him in his house and lets him know that, look, you know how you want this to go down. You want it to be me versus you. And I can take out the whole earth for that and just leave us two. And as he's sitting there looking at the compound V that he hid in his little dog cookie jar till Homelander goes away. Then we see that Mother's Milk, even though he's trying to be a good day, he's still obsessed with Soldier Boy and their whole group because apparently Soldier Boy killed some of his family and got off on it. Yep. And when I mean got off on it, not like turned on, like he didn't suffer no consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody was saying that. There was a guy that came in there looking for Victoria, and they took him out the building. But meanwhile, Hugh comes out the building of the Federal Bureau of Superhuman Things and sees that this guy who was looking for Victoria, and then he follows him down his alley that he sees Victoria, and then it comes to find out that this guy that found Victoria was like, hey, look, you need to tell them about the Red River and use your platform to expose them. She says, well, I can't do that right now. And then he says, you have to. But then they start kind of getting into a fight, and then all of a sudden she starts blowing up parts of his hand, His jaw. So when now it looks like we're understanding her power more. It ain't that she just pops off his. I think it's whatever she stares into, because he grabbed her at her eyes.
Yeah.
Which I think is where her power mostly comes from. So wherever she stares at the longest is what can kind of like spontaneous combust.
Right.
Would you agree with that or no? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's interesting that they're calling her the head popper. I actually like that name for her.
Yeah.
Like, who is it? It's the head popper. And it's like, oh, that's funny.
Episode 2, they have a VTV, Vault TV for women, watches Billy Zane is back for another. Billy Zane is the most popular actor I know that plays in non-real movies. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you look at some of Billy Zane's filmography, right, there's a lot of cameos he's in, because this ain't the only one he did for this one, where he makes like fake movies to go in front of the actual movie. Look at Poetic Justice. And when that movie starts off, you're like, wait a minute, I thought we was watching Poetic Justice, but it's actually Billy Zane in a movie that they're watching in Oakland, in South Central, in a drive-through theater. And I'm just like, Billy Zane is the king of making almost movies. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying?
He got to get his check somehow.
Exactly, because me and the director, he loved him some Billy Zane. I was just like, yeah, I did too after Titanic, but before that, The Shadow? No, that's Eyeball. I'm sorry. The Phantom?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen The Phantom?
No.
Are you at a computer right now?
Yes.
Type in The Phantom as I finish. So,
okay.
It was like a spoof on a Lifetime movie, and it was called Not Without My Dolphin. We're talking about the deep leaving the church and the collective and everything like that.
What the hell? I'm mad I looked this up.
I told you, bro. I told you. So it's Homelander's birthday, and Homelander's obviously, you know, like he Stormfront is obviously like she's not there anymore. She's just like, he don't want to do the master race. He has to look what's going on with him, and he was like, well, just blink if you want to tell me happy birthday. She doesn't blink until he leaves.
Right.
So, yeah, so he's obviously a little hurt by that. But then Billy Butch, I keep calling Billy or Butch, it doesn't really matter. Visits MM and gives his daughter, like, you know, another play set, and then he's trying to get him back into the boys, but then he was just like, you know, he's trying to be there for his daughter, and he says, well, you know, you're doing a good job with her, but he says, look, but take this though, which gives him a file meeting this character called Gunpowder.
Right.
Gunpowder is kind of like the Bucky was to, you know, for Soldier Boy.
Yep.
In a way, but he's also like these crazy as I hear the NRA. He's at this convention where he was showing off his VR-15, which is supposed to be what, the AR-15, and they be talking about.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was hilarious.
That shit was hilarious. First, you know what's even more hilarious? That if you when he was talking to the butcher outside the parking lot, his license plate says 2A forever.
I didn't see that.
Which means Second Amendment forever. I was just like, this.
Yeah, I did not see
crazy. That. He lets him know in the bathroom that he's like a real big fan of his. He keeps trying to like blow him off because you know something's up with him. But then him and Butcher get in a fight in the parking lot, and he gives him one of the wanted shots to show how his marksman is. He's give him a little scar on his face, and he shoot him in the leg.
He got skills.
Oh, he got skills. I don't like him, but he got skills. He damn sure got skills. So he leaves, and it leaves a little bit of his blood on the. So Butcher has to escape for a minute. We do come back to that.
He comes to get his receipt.
Oh, he gonna get his receipt now. Meanwhile, we take a trip to Vault Land. Vault Land is introduced because after Maeve came out as a lesbian in the previous season, and she's a love interest, now Vault is just like, we are all about inclusive. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying?
Inclusive, pretty much. Yeah.
Because what do they have there? They have the BLM BLTs.
what was the park called? Inclusive Park or what
Yeah,
was it?
I forgot what it's, but I know it's called Vaultland. But the part, I forgot what it was called.
I was cracking up because I'm like, this sounds like some money hungry
Bro,
stuff.
talk about when I could smell the pandering. Okay,
Yep.
and I was like, first of all, the BLT, the BLM BLTs with the black fist hold the BLT sandwich had me dying. The woke walk.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably will try every single
exactly.
place.
The LGBT turkey legs.
Yep.
And here go one of my favorite. The veggie tacos, which serves the systematically oppressed tacos and the inclusive quesadillas. I said, yo, this shit's fucking. There's somebody pissed right now, but I'm sorry, this shit's fucking hilarious to me.
Yep. It's funny.
It's funny. It's all it's bad. I'm like, but that joke is hilarious to me. So they're in there, and then you see Kimiko and Frenchie's in there, and she's like, "Oh, I want to ride the roller coaster only because her and her brother never had childhood." And Frenchie was like, "Okay, well after we're done work, because they go in there to see the Crimson Countess, whatever she is." She up there singing and performing. She's kind of like the Scarlet Witch. She was part of that group that was back in the day with Soldier Boy, and they go to try to find out more information or kind of round her up. But then Kimiko takes interest to her, and Frenchie's like, "Look, man, screw her. She's bad. All right, stop falling for her just because she sing." And then she attacks and she runs from them. She tries to zap them, but ends up hitting the guy that works that has the Homelander, kind of like costume on. Blows him up. I'm just like, y'all just love blowing people up in this joint, don't y'all? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I know I've been talking a lot. I just figured.
I want to give things. It's just like you're going in, and I was like, you're bringing back, like you're jumpstarting my memory on what happened.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to power through each episode.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Okay. Meanwhile, since it is Homelander's birthday, he has to do the one annual save a year. Well, I mean, he does saves. I get with my fingers up, but this is his birthday save. And
I wasn't sure if this was a gimmick of someone jumping off of a building every single year on his birthday, or he's just saving people on his birthday, or just anything.
I think he's trying to save people when the camera's watching. So we happen at this girl that's up there, and she's about to jump, and then he's like, "Come on, you can't be jumping. You go ahead, jump. So go there to save you anyway, because then your birthday save, or the case may be, because you don't want to, upset the big guy in the sky if you kill yourself." She's like, "I'm Jewish," and some triggers in that because Stormfront don't like the Jewish people.
Yeah,
and it's just like, and then on the screen behind him, it reveals that Stormfront has committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like in shock, and then it was scared. She probably bit her tongue. Either she bled to death or she choked, whatever the case may be. I'm not sure, but she found a way to kill herself. Or did she? I'm not necessarily sure. Mm-hmm. So we don't know that yet. So then all of a sudden Homelander's is like, you know what? You're tired of doing what things people say. He said, you come up here and then you talk about this, and then I compare myself to Jesus, because I'm of servitude, and then and honestly, today's not really my birthday. I wouldn't know because I came from a test tube, and December 25th is not really Jesus' birthday. They just put that there because that's not what his day he was actually born either. So we're kind of saying, but he said, but you're Jewish, you don't want to know anything about that. But what you should do? You should go ahead and jump. And she says, I don't want to jump. Go ahead and jump. Now, he's forcing her. We don't know what happened. We don't know if Homelander pushed her or if she jumped.
I personally think she jumped. Because, his eyes started turning red, and it's like, look, I'm dead either way.
Well,
I'd probably go out on my
I'd rather die him killing me.
I was going to say, I'd rather die on my accord. Like,
because if he up there and he kills me, that's gonna make his image look bad. Like, oh my god, I just see like half of me falling down.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if he laser beam me, he could just torture me. Like, just cut my hand off. I'm screaming for pain. Like, no, you should have listened to me. Hit my foot. Should have listened to me. He's like, look, let me just pain. Like, quick and easy. Let me just like, don't worry about it. I got it.
I say ain't that quick. I gotta feel that falling feeling. I'm good.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember reading something. It's like it simulates a heart attack and you might actually die before you hit the ground.
Yeah, you talk about this all the time. Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a history buff.
Everybody's history about like I mean you got to be jumping out like airplane levels high.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like kind of like how War Machine free falled out the air in Civil War.
Oh, but if I'm in the metal suit, I'll be fine.
No, you should be pizza. But anyway, we're not even we not even get to that. Meanwhile, A-Train's is like, okay, I can't really run no more, so I want to rebrand myself.
He got no choice.
He got no choice. And he said, all right, so I want to put this on Vault Soul, okay? We're going to do A-Train in Africa. Kind of like Shaft in Africa.
Yeah.
And him running with a cheetah, I'm just like, this is not good. Because he says he wants to go back to his roots. And his manager was just like, what? You know this is... Okay, fine, whatever. And since you know that there has been some dip of, people of color's support for the 7, he wants to help bring that back up. And then he said, this is the one that really got me, is when he wanted to do the video game, The Middle Passage.
Yeah.
And Ashley was just like, wait a minute. Is that a game about slavery?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
I know you was cursing him out in your head. You're like, I can't stand this fool.
I was just like, bro, first it was Shaft 3, okay, that you did this, and then now, I was just trying to get used to you in that, but now this, I was like, A-Train.
I like him in this season so far.
But I mean, I think he's going to do a turnaround because he met up with his brother.
Yeah,
and he said his brother was like, you just need to come back to the family and kind of slow down anyway. Then he was showing him, they wouldn't have showed this if it wasn't going to lead to something. There was this guy named like the Blue Hawk, right, who has been going out and killing innocent black people.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that it's going to probably be a side story, but I think it's going to play into A-Train and him turning himself around, opposed to just flaunting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I feel it's probably going to be. Homelander is back, and then he wants Starlight to sing him "Happy Birthday" like Marilyn Monroe, and tries to exploit her image and make her be all sexy and everything. So it wouldn't be a good look for her to be the co-captain of the group. Where Edgar says, "Starlight, you make the call," which pisses off Homefront even more. Which I know it's going to come. He's going to kill Carl Esposito before the season's over.
He might.
No, he will.
Unless. What if he has a power that we just don't know about yet?
I mean, well, if he come out and be like actual Magneto, that'd be dope. But in the meantime, that man get his head ripped off. Yeah.
I don't know. I want to believe he got something up his sleeve. He talking big for someone that don't got powers.
He do. Huey takes a look into the Red River. He goes to the place where these kids would be at. These creepy Children of the Corn kids that's climbing up walls. That boy that teleported had the mean face look. I was like, yo, get him away from me. Like, seriously. I don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah, I do.
I was just like, he was just sitting there just looking all mean. And he told us, like, yo, get him away from me. Literally. Like, these kids is creepy. And first of all, the teacher in there on crutches with a broken leg. I'm like, why would you want to teach here?
Yeah.
No, fuck these kids. I'm sorry, I should say that. No, but yeah, these kids got powers, and they're sitting there for all the people that the parents that don't want them and everything or can't handle them. She said it's good to have a suit parent because it ends less likely in a fatality. I'm like, those are not good numbers.
Right.
They're not. Those are not good numbers at all. And Hugh finds out that Edgar, G. Esposito, reached out to Victoria, who used to go to the Red River, and brought her on. So that's how he realized that, oh, she's one of them also. So,
yep.
We are. This
gotta go back to the old way.
Yeah, gotta go back to the old way. Because this new way I was trying to be is not working. He reaches out to Butcher, but Butcher's still dealing with gunpowder. Well, Butcher says, all right, we shooting up. Okay, and then he goes and takes that compound V, and this man goes back for round 2. Okay, and then this time, all them bullets ain't working. He gunpowder to shoot him, and he wake up like, okay, that kind of hurt. And then, but then starts beating up gunpowder, and then it beats him down, and then wants to get information about what's been going on with that, and where is Soldier Boy, because he knows he's not dead, and this is a whole government cover up and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, it seems like, I don't know if he lost control, if he meant to do it, but this man just like eye laser shuts him down and beats the shit out. Like, he died terrible.
Right.
And I was sitting there like, the way it reminded me of Resident Evil when that diamond laser went through them and all the parts of their body just started sliding off. I was just like, that's bad.
Yeah, I know his face done.
Oh yeah, it is done.
That face is gone.
on stage, back there, Homelander and Starlight was trying to present maybe who's gonna probably join the 7. Then Hector calls out about Stormfront, but then Homelander, he just starts going off and talks to everybody about, they're weak. I'm gonna be myself. Everybody got y'all by strings. There are no heroes up here. I'm the only hero. And Mother's Milk's daughter's stepdaddy was getting really riled up by that, and I was just like, y'all need to leave tonight. y'all need to leave right now. Love ain't gonna save y'all. Okay, y'all got to leave right now because he's getting too excited about this, and then and then that's where episode 2 ends. Which brings us to episode 3, where it shows how Starlight is being as a kid, her mother, got to do all these pageants and everything that they use her power, and she's in pain, but she's like, we fight through the pain, blah blah, kind of like the whole Britney Spears thing. And then she, as she's performing, she's holding her fist clenched behind her back because she's very upset. That she starts to do this, and she's trying to fight through the pain. I think Starlight is going to have a crazy ass power that's not just being Jubilee.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, because first of all, her power is to make lights, like Jubilee's power is to make fireworks. There's something more to that, I think.
Yeah, I feel like there is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there is something more to that. Then after we get all that, Ashley gives the good news to Homelander that the ratings have went up since he has made that speech with the Middle America white man. Let's just be real. Mm-hmm. But she said, but your numbers kind of went down in the minority sections, and I was just like, oh, this. I don't know where
he's saying that. He like, I don't care.
He really doesn't want to go down anywhere. But I'm saying, that's basically what happened. So, Hugh makes his way back over to the boys, and asking Kimiko to break his arm because he's like, look, if I can't just call from work tomorrow, because they'll be on to me, so I gotta make sure there's a legit reason why I can't show up to work. Right. So she breaks his arm because Victoria will catch on. So he breaks his arm, and then he's like, look, I gotta come back to the boys, and I got to we gotta do it your way. So they go, and then they gotta move Butcher's sons, his wife's son, to another location, and then we find out more about Mallory and what's been going on with the group. I think the group was called Payback from back in the day, Soldier Boy's group. Yeah, and how they's part of the Korean War, and what they did with the drug smuggling, how they brought it to the minority neighborhoods, and how they weren't really good people like that. It talked about all the members of the team that was going on, and then we find more about Black Noir, who is, they confirmed, an actual black guy underneath.
Yep. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, because at first when they pulled out, I just thought that it was like a disfigurement of what's going on under that, which it is. But I was like, when he was like, he's black, I was like, he is?
Yeah, okay. I remember. I think they pointed out some time ago.
Yeah.
What I remember, it was probably season 1 or something.
Well, he was to wear the mask. He doesn't want to wear the mask But then at that time, there's still issues with, having black superheroes that had him at the forefront. So he wants to keep. Edgar wants him to keep wearing the mask, a young version of him. And I don't know where it comes in now. Once again, I don't know how this is going to play into it because I never read the comics, but in the comics, according to what I've learned, is that Black Noir was actually really a clone of Homelander.
Yeah, I did read that. I've heard that should be his equal.
Yeah,
pretty much his
and
equalizer.
That if Homelander ever gets out of line, he's supposed to take him out. So he would take pictures of him doing bad things because he looks just like Homelander and post it on Homelander and stuff like that. So obviously that's not the case because the real Homelanders are black. But I don't know if Black Noir is going to be the one that's going to be able to stop Homelander or he has something that can stop Homelander. I don't know truly what his role is, but for them introducing him and showing his face and he's this black guy, stuff like that, that how it's gonna play in, and then obviously they get attacked, and then he has a action where he gets blown up, and his face is disfigured, so he has to go back to the helmet, and then he's been staying like that for years.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of like the JSA and the Justice League and stuff like that. So they go back, and then now they're trying to sit there and pick a member for the 7, and then Homelander is really showing his things here by not picking the Muzzle Girl because like his hatred is really showing here.
It's out there.
because Starlight thought that would be the one that is more capable, and then of course he forces a relationship with her for the public only, and that is something where I was just like I felt uncomfortable for Starlight.
Yep.
Then he invites the Deep End, so we can all get into the whole meaning of the 7. This scene was so weird to watch because he is making him eat. He said, "I had to take some bread," but he's making him eat seafood, which like eat his friends.
Oh,
you didn't see this part yet?
No.
Oh my god,
I'm early in episode 3.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
They're sitting at this table, and he's telling him, "Here's your friend Timothy. Eat him. This is octopus. The same octopus that he was like kind of getting busy with when he was getting busy with the girl, and octopus was on the window, and he's like, eat him. And he's not doing it at first, and then Ashley texts him, or someone texts him, he was just like in all caps, eat the fucking octopus." So he goes and eats, and then he's begging me not to eat him, right? And as he gets closer to the mouth, he's like he has a wife and kids, and then as he puts his head in, he's like, oh my god, he's praying, and you just see him bite down, and you see the black ooze coming out, and him sitting there biting and chewing on this octopus, and saying all the stuff that this octopus is saying. I'm just like, this scene was horrifying. It was clearly fucking horrifying of what he did.
Right.
Meanwhile, the butcher's trying to get the compound V to kind of like wear off of him, because it's like every now and then his eyes are kind of lighting up, and then he's like trying to control it, but it's also making him more angrier, kind of like a steroid.
Right.
So his wife's son, when he goes there, he kind of gets in like a little argument with him, and he said something I forgot what he said that upset him. So the boy's eyes are turning red. I was just like, oh shit, here go Brightbird all over again. And I was like, here go Brightbird all over again. But no, he just says, I hate you, and runs into the house. And then Mallory was letting him know, like, he needs a good father figure type thing. And I don't know if the butcher's going to realize in the season that, hey, being a good father figure is what it's going to need to help to get this boy to the next level to be able to beat Homelander. If we had to get to that point. I'm not necessarily sure of how it's going to be going, but at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, Supersonic is the one that's been chosen to join the 7.
Of course.
So, that's what happens there because it's episode 3 is not as long as the first 2 episodes are. Yeah. So, but that octopus scene when you get to it, it's gonna mess you up a little bit. So, all right, guys, and that was The Boys episode 1 through 3 through the spoilers. So, post any comments down below how you guys enjoy it. God, that was some crazy stuff that happened. So, make sure
I gotta watch episode 3.
Oh, watch episode 3. Like I said, it's getting crazy. That joint is just deep and insane. So, and you just see the foundation of the wall breaking down when it comes to Homelander. Like, he's scaring me. Okay, like he's getting to that point where he's scaring me. But
hey, so is Butcher.
Yeah. So I wonder how he's going to be able to control that, or if he's going to get addicted, which he most likely will to the compound.
Yeah, he'll get addicted. I think he'll get addicted.
He's going to get fucking addicted. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So
your name is not the Butcher, and you're just nice. Like,
you're absolutely right.